Am I allowed to death sue or will I be banned? No, you can death sue all you fucking want. Okay.
There's an attack underway. You can't see it, but it's all around you. It pervades every crevice and crack of the internet. It's not the attack on conservatives and the right, with law-abiding citizens having their bank accounts frozen, services restricted, and political voice taken.
Law-abiding citizens, he says, pointing to the leader of a what are they called? Southern Poverty Law Center, SPLC, identified hate group.
With law-abiding citizens having their bank accounts frozen, services restricted, and
Patreon has banned the accounts of several controversial public figures, all of whom violated their terms of service. Patreon has always been extremely forthcoming about their terms of service and the way in which reactionaries violated. Framing this as like, Patreon's just keeping the conservatives off. I don't know. You agreed to use the platform. You saw what the terms of service were. I haven't violated the terms of service, and I'm on Patreon.
Political voice taken away. That's not a real thing. The real danger to American society is 13-year-olds on Xbox Live and YouTube comment sections saying the gamer word. Mrs. Obama, get down! And
should I not watch this video? You can say the N-word on YouTube, right? Maybe I shouldn't watch this video. Let's fly a little closer to the sun, okay? I can't quite feel the wax melting off my back yet.
Actually, if you take the left's word for it, the danger isn't just in people saying the word that shall not be said. It's everywhere. Oppression is hardwired into the internet motherboard mainframe, and thankfully, our friends at Now This are ready to enhance that image.
Got an image enhancer that can bitmap?
It's been a while since I've talked about a video from Now This. I've been preoccupied with trapping, neutering, and returning neighborhood feral cats, deafening myself by going to the range without proper ear protection, and messing around building hot hatchbacks and automation. Want to sponsor me like you did with RCR, guys? No? Anyways, Now This has a new video wherein they claim that black women are under attack online.
Can we actually find the video? You're not even going to link the video you're responding to? Can somebody in chat find the video? Maybe we can watch it first. Sounds like Black Pigeon speaks like one-to-one. All these people are the same. Hate the white supremacists that are well-spoken the most because they're the most dangerous ones. This guy isn't even that well-spoken. I would shit down this guy's throat in an instant in a fucking one-on-one debate. Can somebody find the actual video he's discussing here? Maybe we'll learn more.
Will somebody please tell those Fortnite gamers to chill out? We've all heard claims about black people being oppressed by police.
Okay. Now This opinions video black women. Okay, here we go. Here we go.
You've heard about the Russian interference in the election.
Holy shit, that's a tooth gap. I'm not body shaping or nothing. Just like, fuck, you could fit a quarter through that. Or fucking $50.
How it sowed discord and division between groups. But you might not have heard that these divisions were centered on black identity.
Racism is a vulnerability in the United States that can be exploited.
There were a series of online campaigns that were the test.
Why am I getting yikes? Is that a race thing? Do black people have a genetic predisposition to having a front tooth gap? If so, I was not aware of it, and I formally apologize to the black community. I was just noting what I thought was a notable fucking physical attribute.
Bad.
It's cute, frick off. I never even said it was bad. Jesus Christ, you people. You fucking triggered SJW libcucks. You fucking snowflakes get offended so easily.
For what would eventually happen in 2016. It started as early as 2013. Donglegate was a campaign targeting a black woman who spoke up about sexism at a tech conference. A few black women created a campaign to identify fake accounts that were pretending to be black women with the hashtag "your slip is showing."
Because like the nips, you get it?
But the pattern of fake accounts pretending to be Black women had already taken hold. This tactic would later become useful in the 2016 elections to suppress the Black vote.
A Twitter and Facebook account, both disguised to look like they were run by the same Black activists, were actually the work of Russians.
This is actually a really big problem, by the way. I think this is one of the biggest problems that we're facing as a country right now. I assume the people that I'm speaking to are Americans, but I know a lot of you aren't. But this is one of the biggest problems Americans are facing right now. America is full of schisms. There are many divides that could be exploited by a foreign power, race being a pretty prominent one, class, gender. The Russian intelligence agencies and the, goodness me, Atira, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime subscription, friend. Now sit the fuck down in your community chair and listen to me explain why this is an issue. The degree of precision and intelligence with which Russian trolls were able to co-opt the language and identify the vulnerabilities within some of our more problematic schisms socially was quite extraordinary. And it belies a vulnerability, essentially, we are under attack online. The political issues that divide us, that mean something to us and our citizens, are the rhetorical tactics by which foreign powers have the ability to divide us. In fact, recently, remember that MAGA hat kid controversy with him smirking at the Native American fella? It turns out that the Twitter account that posted that video, was supposedly I believe it was a young teacher, like a child teacher, like an elementary school teacher. It turns out that it was fake. It's actually a Russian bot account, or not a bot, but it was a Russian-led account. So this controversy that ended up taking hold of the media and inciting a shitstorm on both sides, a controversy that ended up being overblown initially, and it turns out that really the MAGA hat kid, I mean, well, he's a piece of shit, he's wearing a MAGA hat, but really, like, nothing, like, this isn't really that fucking newsworthy on either side. But it turned into this big thing, and who was responsible? A Russian agent. Never heard of this story, smells fake. Well, hold on. I don't know if I'll be able to find the article I was specifically... Jesus Christ, Huffington Post, fuck off! Advertisements on news sites these days. How anonymous tweets helped ignite a controversy over the MAGA hat tweens. Hold on. There was a thing about it. Huffington School hashtag. Yeah, must include Russian, obviously. Possibly Russian. Yeah, there was more info on this. It's still a little bit contentious, but the gist of it essentially is that it was a schism that's open to exploitation. The point that I am laboriously getting at is that we have to be cognizant over what we get upset about online. Don't just fucking jump in on the bandwagon. I know this sounds kind of cringy or whatever, like for a Twitch streamer, like, just follow your own dreams, man. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit sleep deprived, and I may not be coming off as charismatically as I would like to. If we aren't introspective of and cognizant of the sources from which we take our news, our incitement to outrage, we might unwittingly play into the agenda of people who are interested more in sowing discord than they are in bringing attention to an issue.
When the House Intelligence Committee released the 3,500 ads from the Internet Research Agency, the overall sentiment was that it was about race.
Look at this shit, by the way. Can you imagine an American agency being able to exploit Russian divides in the same way they did with us? They were invoking the fucking Black Power, the Black Liberation, the Black Separatist movements. They were invoking fucking Black Panther Party. They're throwing it out there with concise, politically relevant memes that relate to historical racial divides in this country. This is a level of precision and awareness which is unprecedented in online warfare. Very incredible, very scary. Could you not just say that foreign actors aim to antagonize legitimate social disputes rather than resolve them? I could say that, sure. Or I could stumble about my words for several minutes, you fucking dick.
Among all the groups targeted, African Americans received the most attention by these Russian troll farms. The understanding that African Americans should be targeted to try to keep them from voting for Democrats, but also recognizing the way in which racism and racial tropes could be used to stir up racial divides in the election.
Wait, only 25%? Man, if you're black and you've gone online and you've done like anything online that's more than just Amazon shopping and Facebook, you've been harassed for being black. If you've gone on fucking Reddit, if you've gone on fucking Twitter, I guarantee you've been harassed for being black. That number seems really fucking low to me. I've been harassed for being black. It fucking happens to everyone. People hate black people. What are you gonna fucking do? The thing you should do is a violent revolution. That's what you should do. What are you gonna do? Violence.
As of today, the problems we are facing with social media.
Oh no. DGG Discord squad. Hey Rennie, it's good to see you, friend.
Have yet to be solved. No matter how sophisticated the algorithms will become, the solution is within reach, and it's a human one. I don't believe it will be fixed
That's right,
until
bitch.
we
Make me
focus
money.
on the victims of these attacks instead of the attackers. When people think about black women or girls, they are standard stereotypes that are instantly believed. We will not solve this problem until we understand that.
Okay, that is the video that James Allsup is responding to here. Yeah, to those of you who just joined, we're actually doing a James Allsup video. Do you allow weebs in your chat? I don't allow non-weebs in my chat. Listen, no, USSR, by the way. I've never said anything in support of the USSR. So, that video that we just watched from Now This is a super fucking uncontroversial, fact-based, non-antagonistic video that discusses how Russia exploits racial schisms in the U.S. to promote furthering of the racial divide. This is super fucking blasé, easy to accept info. Now let's listen to James Allsup, white nationalist, discuss his take on this video.
Police, oppressed by schools, oppressed by Walmart associates that keep the hair products for black people under lock and key to deter theft. But being oppressed online, I have to admit, that's a new one. Given that the entirety of the big tech ecosystem seems to be cracking down, targeting white men.
Sure, the thrust of the video wasn't even about oppression. It was about foreign agents exploiting racial schisms in the country, but sure. Oh boy. Oh man, we had to throw the fucking hair products one in there, is it? I mean, that's not... it's not, like, intrinsically racist, but that's a pretty hard fucking dog whistle. This is... Okay, we're dealing with James Allsup here, okay? We already know this guy is a Nazi. We already know this man is a Nazi. We don't need to, like, look for clues that he's racist. We don't need to fucking peer between the lines to find the fine print that reveals the fact that he does indeed think less of black people than he does of white people. We already know this. So that's not what we're looking for here. Okay, my code to you guys that he just said something racist will be me looking at the camera wide-eyed, okay? That's my silent code.
I'm surprised to see black women being presented as the most aggrieved victim group. Who am I kidding? I'm not surprised. Of course they'll find a way. We'll take a look at the simply horrific treatment black women receive online at the hands of you gang leaders and Russian trolls, of course. But first, their software works regardless of whether or not you're a black woman online. It's Virtual Shield. It was announced last month that YouTube will begin censoring videos on its platform having to do with what they call conspiracy theories. It's not going to stop with content creators. Even if you just view controversial content, guess what? Your info is already being stored and analyzed by the powers that be. That's why, in times like these, using a VPN is a great idea. Introducing Virtual Shield VPN. Trusted by many, it is the easiest and fastest to use.
Don't fucking throw an ad at me. Did Virtual Shield seriously pay a white nationalist to advertise their fucking product? Jesus Christ, what a bad association. Holy shit. We good? Okay. Oh my god. Holy shit, this is like 30, 40 seconds. Okay. Nice shilling. Jesus Christ.
virtualshield.com/allsup. Check it out today. They're the only VPN company that I trust. Today,
They're the only VPN company that would ever associate with you. Jesus Christ. How embarrassing.
Somehow don't.
Oh shit, it's actually on the fucking front page of his YouTube channel. Allsup Spring 30. Okay, I mean, what are you gonna do? I could make a snooty comment about this being proof that the capitalist class will collaborate with fascists if it serves both of their interests, but I'm just here for the memes, okay?
Today's esteemed presenter is Shireen Mitchell. She's the founder of a group called Stop Online Violence Against Women. Online violence. You mean like me getting griefed in Red Dead Redemption 2 before I could even start a mission? Hey lady, you want to help me stop getting griefed in Red Dead 2 online? Otherwise it's simply unplayable. Rockstar, please fix.
Is this like a hello fellow kids thing? Is this like a Zoomer? Does he have his like the skateboard and the backwards cap? Hey fellow kids, haha, I play your games too. Fucking yeah, Rockstar, woo, GTA on horses. Do you know what's really wrong with America? It's the Jews. Like I don't know. It's kind of fucking cringy. I wouldn't do this shit in a fucking video.
Honestly, her organization doesn't seem like it does anything. I read their website, and their goal, in their own words, is to raise funds to prevent online harassment. So, basically, collect donations and harassment solved. Right.
I mean, that's what advocacy groups do. They collect donations and advocate in favor of their constituent demographic. That's what they all do. Some of them get involved legally, like with lobbying groups, but you have to be pretty big to do that.
You've heard about the Russian interference in the election, how it sowed discord and division between groups. But you might not have heard that these divisions were centered on Black identity.
Because it wouldn't be a Now This video without a tie-in about Russian hacking. Orange Man hacked our democracy.
The video is literally about this. This is literally the subject of the video.
Orange Man bad. Imagine being on the...
Imagine actually unironically doing the Orange Man bad video 2 days ago. This video came out 2 days ago. March 12th, 2019. Imagine watching a video and they're calmly talking about how the Russian interference back in 2016 affected the racial schisms. Orange Man bad! Lips get triggered so easily, am I right? Fellow kids, Rockstar griefing, am I right? Jesus Christ. Also, still playing Red Dead Redemption 2. Fucking March 12th. Fucking get at me.
The left and still complaining about Trump, even though he's doing just about everything you could want.
The video is not about Trump. The video never mentions Trump.
Endless war in Syria, that's not coming to an end.
I don't support that. Do black women support endless war in Syria? Is that... I'm sorry, I haven't tested my demographics on this one. I guess black women are for war in Syria?
More immigration to replace American workers and drive down wages, and millions of dollars to help poor women start businesses overseas. Yeah, America first, right.
This is really funny because he's like mad right now. This white nationalist is mad that Trump isn't being like shitty enough. He hasn't closed down immigration enough. He hasn't stopped the deportation. I mean fuck, what do you call it? When you put a job in another country. Fuck, what do you call it? How am I blanking on this? I'm so fucking tired. Come on. Outsourcing. Fuck, thank you. Yeah. He hasn't stopped outsourcing enough. Giving millions of dollars to women across the world? Fucking Trump. See, he actually sounds fucking mad about it.
Meanwhile, no real action on the opioid crisis that kills 130 Americans every single day. No action on birthright citizenship. And aside from tax cuts, nothing to benefit the American worker. It's
Tax cuts on the uber wealthy. Yeah, that sure has paid off well for the American worker. Hey, did you know taxes went up for most Americans? Incredible. Increíble, as a racist man might say if he was doing an impression of a Mexican. Definitely not me, though. I wouldn't say that. Yeah, I mean, this has nothing to do with the video. I don't know why he's talking about this. I guess he's just still kind of a little bit upset.
It's not Orange Man bad. It's Orange Man irrelevant. I can't imagine being on the left and whining about...
He is irrelevant. He's irrelevant to this video. He wasn't brought up in this video. This is about online harassment of black women.
President Kushner, I mean President Trump. If you believe the Russian meddling narrative, which you shouldn't...
Literally every single investigatory intelligence agency in America agreed that Russia did play a part in interfering with the election. This was unanimously agreed upon by everybody with the security clearance to understand this issue fully. It has been exposed and dissected thoroughly in the public eye. There is literally no denying the fact that Russia made a deliberate effort to interfere with the electoral process. This is just fact. I don't know. I mean, conservatives, fucking reactionaries, they have a problem with the facts, you know? They want to go by their feelings. They feel really strongly. They feel really strongly that Russia did nothing because that would go against their narrative. Thank you very much, CC Fortnite player. I really appreciate the manner by which you donated those 30 bits.
Because it's ridiculous and untrue, the real target was apparently Black America. After all, they did single...
It's bullshit Red Scare. Have you learned nothing? Do we have a chud in chat? Crims _. Oh, wait, you have 32 messages here. I don't think you're a chud. Never mind. You never know. You never know. I'm always up for a debate. Trusting your establishment? Listen, there is a difference between being critical of establishment power and ignoring all the testimony provided by every single intelligence agency working in tandem to reveal something which doesn't benefit their material interests. They don't fucking benefit from it. This wouldn't be the same if, like, fucking all the intelligence agencies got together and they were like, yeah, Venezuela is a threat to American democracy, or some shit like that. They had nothing to benefit from. They were literally just trying to identify the existence of foreign interference, and they did so. Friendly fire. Get down. Get down. Step on me in a debate. Absolutely. Yeah. Fucking vuvuzelas. Okay.
Handedly build this country, so why wouldn't the big bad Russians target them with propaganda?
What are we on about?
It's ridiculous and untrue. The real target was apparently Black America. After all, they did single-handedly build this country.
Wait, didn't I say I would look at the camera if he says something racist? Oh yeah, Russia would totally target Black Americans because they did so much for this country.
So why wouldn't the big bad Russians target them with propaganda? Let's find out what she's arguing.
Racism is a vulnerability in the United States that can be exploited.
There were a series of online campaigns that were the testing bed for what would eventually happen in 2016. It started as early as 2013. Donglegate was a campaign targeting a Black woman who spoke up about sexism at a tech conference.
Okay, wait, what? That's the whole story? There's so little information given here, it's impossible to tell what actually happened. What actually happened isn't good for their narrative, though, so they're not going to tell you. They think their audience will just unquestioningly lap it up and think, yas, queen, racist white people, women in tech, who, white supremacy.
Did the video not say more about that?
The final whistle was
Ads.
just the start of an epic weekend away.
2013.
Okay, so this is where James Allsup's video cut off.
A few
Okay, so I agree the evidence citing here is a little bit insubstantial. They don't directly link that particular incident to Russian interference online, but they're using it as a sort of a jump-off point to discuss the issue of women being harassed online. They don't specifically say that this is an instance of Russian interference. They're saying that this is part of a pattern by which black women online are subject to harassment. They do not explicitly state that this is a product of Russian interference. I'll drink more water, bot. Thank you. So there's nothing dishonest about how this is being posed here. He is the one who is framing this as though this incident in particular is being framed as an example of Russian interference, which it is not in the original video. I guess he's just...
We'll just unquestioningly lap it up and think, yeah,
Guess he's just hoping his audience will do that.
queen, racist white people, women in tech, white supremacy, he just leveled up girl power and shit. I mean, knowing this video's target audience, they're probably not wrong. Adria Richards was the woman that became an internet laughingstock after she tried to dox and ruin the lives of two guys that were making innocent jokes at some tech conference in 2013.
Tried to ruin the lives of, by which she means she took a picture of some guys that, like, kind of made her uncomfortable, and that was it. So her behavior, which is taking a pic of some guys who are making her uncomfortable, is trying to ruin their lives. But let's see how he frames the response.
Quote, not cool. Jokes about forking repos in a sexual way and big dongles. Right behind me. Hashtag PyCon. A dongle, for the record, is a small, usually USB device that plugs into a computer. For the great crime of making middle school locker room jokes, locker room talk, these two
Just some locker room talk, fellas.
guys had photos of their faces taken and published on Twitter by Miss Richards. There's only one reason you take someone's photo in a professional setting and publicize that photo, tattling on them for wrongthink. You're trying to get them fired, in trouble, or otherwise punished. This was an example of what would now be referred to.
She was fired from the job too, and she was targeted with an enormous amount of hate and backlash. I guess it's not convenient to the narrative to frame that in there as well, but that sure did happen. I agree that her decision to post pictures of them may have been a little bit ill-informed, unless their behavior was very, like, sort of harassy. Yeah, it's kind of a dicey area to put people's pictures up online like that with accusations in a professional setting. But the idea that they were trying to ruin the guys' lives is hilariously unsubstantiated. We also just got a sudden jump in viewers, so I guess somebody posted my stream link somewhere. Hello, we're talking about a James Allsup video. That's always fun, right?
As a social justice inquisition, taking these two white guys, blasting their face across the internet, and attempting to destroy their lives. It didn't work, though. Keep in mind, this was 2013, before the entire world strapped on its clown nose, slapped on the makeup, and jumped onto the piss-filled slip and slide towards pants-on-head ridiculousness. In a move that
I learned recently that this
and jumped onto the piss-filled slip and slide towards pants-on-head ridiculousness. In a move
is a racist dog whistle. Look, if we go on YouTube and we go to this seminal thesis on honk honk, right here, beautiful video mind. We go down to the comments, we can see 13% of the popular black climb statistics, secure future for white children, clown world, fucking condemned for white and smirking, based in honk pill, hail honkler, anti-Semitism on the rise, and that's a good thing. So I don't know, a little bit of a dog whistle. I'll take it. Good video though.
move that would be nearly inconceivable today. Instead of the two guys, Richards was fired from her job for engaging in harassment and inappropriate behavior at a professional conference. She wasn't calling out sexism as the video claims. She was attempting to destroy two guys' lives over goofy jokes they were making.
Oh, a whole bunch of fucking normative shit being thrown in here. Imagine being this much of a fucking child. So the facts are that she posted a video, accused them of harassment. One of the guys got fired and she got fired. She ended up with the vast majority of the hatred after that, okay? But what he's trying to frame it as is though she deliberately tried to ruin their lives with her, if they were just making some cute boys jokes, and then she tried to he has no fucking idea what the specific jokes were, the extent to which they were made, the volume at which they were made, who they were being made at, the context in which they were being made. He has no fucking idea. But he's framing this as a big, mean, scary fucking woman, honking on in there to try to deliberately ruin some poor white boys' lives for locker room talk, because that is this passivity, this deference to, this excuse for the errant misbehavior of white men is critical to the platform of people like James Allsup.
To each other, not even to her. I wonder how she would have reacted if two trans women were talking in lewd, vulgar, descriptive terms about their respective dilation procedures. Would Richard's strong dedication to professional decorum compel her to take their photo and attempt to ruin their lives for discussing an objectively much more vulgar and inappropriate topic? As far as death threats...
What? Is this a reference to something? I don't know. Is it in a professional setting? If I was in a professional setting and there was like a trans lady loudly yelling about like dilation of vaginas or something, I might be a little bit put off by that. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay, you got me. That didn't look like it was in a professional setting though. This looks to me like is this just at like in line at a GameStop or something? I don't know.
An objectively much more vulgar and inappropriate topic. As far as death threats, I don't believe it. Internet death threats don't actually
I don't believe it. Okay.
happen as much as people would have you think they do.
Lupin386, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime subscription, my friendo. Welcome to the commune. Take a seat. I'm still so happy that you're here. You're evidence that my YouTube channel does bring people into the Twitch channel. That makes me very happy. Yeah, like death threats don't have like fucking. This woman got bombarded with death threats. I don't believe it. Like, okay, sure. Sorry. Facts don't care about your feelings.
And the people who actually get them know they aren't serious. Oh, and by the way, what happened to that whole Russian hacking part of your narrative? Are you blaming Russian bots for getting Richards fired? Or are these two separate things and you just forgot what you were talking about?
The video is about harassment online, and then it transitions into how Russian trolls enabled that harassment. This is very simple. A very let us say a very elementary level transition of thoughts. I'm sorry you're not keeping up, my friend. That's a picture of a trans woman who freaked out in a GameStop being used as a dog whistle. That trans women are angry and scared like men. Well, of course, yeah, obviously. If a channel like this is talking about trans women, they are never ever going to like put up a picture of a trans woman that like looks like a cisgender woman who's dressed like professionally and acting calmly. Of course not. They'll do the same thing they do with any minority. They'll frame them as being ugly and scary and gross and off-putting and aggressive. They do the same thing. They do it with fucking black people. They do it with feminists. They do it with fucking LGBT people, the fucking transes and the fucking gays. They do it with lesbians. They love doing it with lesbians. They'll do it with everyone.
A few black women created a campaign to identify fake accounts that were pretending to be black women with the hashtag "your slip is showing." But the pattern of fake accounts pretending to be black women had already taken hold.
If your political message and control over the narrative is so weak that it can be derailed by a couple dozen trolls with fake LaQuayshawn Washington accounts,
Did you get it? See, that was a dog whistle. I did the camera eyeball thing. Yeah, any narrative can be derailed by a foreign intelligence campaign to spread misinformation and sow discord. It turns out that's actually specifically what foreign intelligence campaigns can do. That's actually one of the things they do. Yes.
you know you're starting from a position of weakness. But
also, yeah, they're starting from a position of weakness. They admit that. Yeah, fucking black women online advocating for their rights, of course they're starting from a position of social weakness. What? It's super easy to derail them from that position. Absolutely. This isn't an argument. He watches this video and he's like, if society fucking rejects you that easily, you guys must be pretty put upon, huh? Like, yeah? Okay. Well, you got us. You did it.
By a few dozen, I mean a few dozen at most. When you scroll the "your slip is showing" hashtag, 90% of the traffic is talking about how great and effective it is. 5% of the tweets are using it incorrectly. And the remaining 5%, if that, is people sending it to accounts that they don't think are black enough.
The phenomena of people putting on, I guess, sort of an internet blackface to sow dissent and sort of fuck with a narrative is not limited to the "your slip is showing" hashtag. The "your slip is showing" hashtag is no longer in use. It hasn't been for quite some time, yet this phenomena continues to this day. This is something that happens quite often. There are many recorded examples of this happening.
You know, I have to push back on this. Race isn't biological, as we've learned from the left.
You think this guy actually believes that?
It's a social construct. So if I want to use my Groyper Twitter account to pretend to be black, that's just fine. In fact, it's what MLK would have wanted.
Do I need to respond to this? Just because something is a social construct doesn't mean that you just flip willy-nilly between different identities. Also, obviously, you're being disingenuous. And I like how he posted a picture of Hulk Hogan here. We all know, wait, this is Hulk Hogan, right? I'm not a fucking idiot. I'm pretty sure that's Hulk Hogan. I wonder why he chose Hulk Hogan.
This
God
is
almighty.
Tim, and he's just like you. Tim exercises to...
Yeah, he's basically did more for her a year than anybody's done. Okay, he had one song after 10 months, she went back up and back still. And momentum, but I try to be the realist, and this is your option. You got a better option. Fuck said you can get signed with fucking. He's gonna put spot there, but how you go right now, there's nothing else. We're doing the best we can here. So it gets to the point where I really broke was fucking the black guy's son, where they've been hanging out. I caught them holding hands together on the tour. They were getting close. I knew before I'm feeling fucking okay. I'm not a double standard type guy. I'm a racist to a point. Yeah. You know, fucking weird. But then when it comes to nice people, you know, I mean, I'm cool.
We all are that way.
Yeah, but when it comes to nice people, you can't say. I don't give a fuck. She's dirty. I don't care. Fucking hate football. Fucking a dog basketball player. They have it. If we're gonna fuck with vendors, let's get a rich one. This kid is a multi-billionaire, but the thing is now.
It was a big fucking. It was pretty fucking damaging to Hulk Hogan's, I guess, semblance of a career. I wonder why, while talking about race issues, he decided to show a Hulk Hogan Pepe. I don't know. It's a coincidence.
Twitter account to pretend to be black, that's just fine. In fact, it's what MLK would have wanted. I don't have the numbers, but I would bet that it's actually more common for non-white people to pretend to be white online than the other way around, like she's describing, either through making fake accounts or identifying as white to push a certain political position while actually having a different ethnic identity. Also, like everybody
Wait, what? I missed that.
Like
what?
She's describing, either through making fake accounts or identifying as white to push a certain political position while actually having a different ethnic identity. Also, like everybody gets trolled online. Troll accounts of every race, gender, etc.
We're not talking just about troll accounts. We're talking about a specific targeted campaign that was led by a foreign intelligence agency deliberately sowing discord amongst Americans by bringing up racial issues while purporting to be members of a given oppressed demographic.
Exist. And the fact that you found a couple troll accounts that were pretending to be black women is not indicative of some grand conspiracy.
No, but the existence of a conspiracy, which was proven and documented by our intelligence agencies sure does lend a lot of credence to prior examples of suspiciously convenient racial antagonism or antagonization.
Tactic would later become useful in the 2016 elections to suppress the black vote.
Tied to Russia-based operatives. In other words, having a slight relation with any company that at some point has done business in Russia.
That is definitely not what they were referring to there.
They want you to think that 126 million people were brainwashed by Russian propaganda to elect Orange Cheeto Man.
No, they said 126 million Americans engaged with Russia-based online advertisement. Their wording was pretty clear.
Except that's not true. According to Facebook, the ad spend in question here was $100,000 over 2 years, $50,000 a year, or little over $4,000 a month.
This is one single facet of a massive multimedia campaign pushed by foreign agencies. Is this really the best James Allsup has to offer? Is this really big brain white nationalist, man? Some people say over 1 billion Americans were affected by Russian ads, but this one agency only spent $100,000. How you explain this?
As far as advertising goes, that is nothing. And then there's the ads themselves that were part of this alleged Russian hacking, meddling stuff. It was all dumb boomer garbage, the type of stuff you would see in a Sean Hannity viewers group page on Facebook.
Yeah, it turns out that getting your average American frothing at the mouth, red-blooded, fucking red-faced dipshit conservative up and angry is a pretty good way of getting them to vote right in an election and sowing discord amongst your constituent demographics. Not to mention he chose literally the most fucking neutered inconsequential advertisement possible. There are so many out there that are more deliberately targeted than this, but he chose the one that's just a good, honest, wholesome boomer representation of Christianity.
If you believe $4,000 a month on...
Also, you're like arguing against the existence of Russian electoral interference, but even the ad you chose to demonstrate says that Hillary is a saintin and Donald Trump is an honest man who cares deeply for his country. My vote goes to him. Even in the fucking narrative you're trying to push, where these ads were minor and inconsequential and you still push an ad that shows a clear electoral bias.
MS Paint, Jesus wrestling the devil memes had any impact whatsoever.
This was not made in MS Paint, just so you know. The artist, I don't know what program they used, but the artist who painted this didn't do it in MS Paint.
On the election, that's beyond delusional. The Clinton campaign and associated PACs spent an estimated $1.4 billion.
I love it. I love the disingenuous framing. Hey, they've told you, hey, all of the fucking intelligence agency in America have come together and told you that Russia interfered with the election through a fucking targeted media bombardment of boomer memes and shit, okay? So hey, Clinton above board spent $1.4 billion on her presidential campaign, and we found this one company, and they just did like 100,000. It was just this one company, and that was pretty much the extent of the Russian electoral interference. So what's more, not to mention framing the legitimately spent electoral funds of a presidential candidate against money spent from a foreign power to sow discord and throw their weight behind a presidential candidate. This is disingenuous on multiple fucking fronts here. For one, this is not the extent of Russian electoral interference, and for two, you can't compare money spent above board by a legit presidential candidate with fucking dark money that's being spent by a foreign power, that's being spent through foreign intelligence agencies that are deliberately trying to sow chaos in our electoral system. It's amazing to me. The fucking dancing. James Allsup fucking bringing disco back. He's hot on the fucking floor because he can't stop dancing around these points.
Billion on her campaign. But yeah, all of that was just washed away by Russian meme hackers and $50,000 a year.
Twitter and
we got him. It was some Russian meme hackers and $50,000 a year. That's what all of our intelligence agencies got together to tell Trump that the Russians did concerning electoral interference.
Facebook account, both disguised.
When is the last time a foreign power did not attempt to influence another foreign power's elections? There's a difference between the subtle influence that nations exert over one another with a deliberate online campaign through your intelligence agencies to disseminate propaganda, to sow discord amongst different constituents, and to support a particular presidential candidate. The thing is, and you know that this is unique, because all of the intelligence agencies in our countries recognized that this was a big fucking deal and got together and told President Trump, and he ignored them. If we had a real president in office, he would have recognized, or she, fucking Hillary, whatever, they would have recognized that this is an actual problem and something would have been done about it. The fact that all of the intelligence agencies got together and thought this noteworthy enough to bring to the president is evidence enough that this is an atypical demonstration of foreign electoral interference.
To look like they were run by the same black activists were actually the work of Russians.
When the House Intelligence Committee released the 3,500 ads from the Internet Research Agency, the overall sentiment was that it was about race.
I'm actually starting to feel bad for this woman. She doesn't understand this is a Facebook post, allegedly promoted by Russian money, that links to a YouTube account. This is the thumbnail of that video, not a Russian-made meme. Also, notice
that none of that disproves what she said. What? He feels bad for her? I bet he feels bad for her because of her inferior black genes. Am I right, folks? Hashtag James Allsup's a white nationalist.
the engagement. 22 reactions and 8 comments. 22 reactions, 8 comments. Gah! That was the silver bullet for the Hillary campaign. We could have had Hill Dog if it weren't for this super viral post.
Wait, did he just stammer?
For the Hillary campaign. We could have had Hill Dog if it weren't for this super viral post.
Jesus Christ, my dude. This is prepared content. There's no excuse for stammering over your fucking lines. I guess when you're trying to push videos out to your rabid fucking white nationalist fan base as quickly as you can, you don't have much time for recapturing audio. 4 hours ago, 1 day ago, 1 day ago. Jesus Christ. Like, I don't know. It's pretty fucking pathetic. IMO.
Bullet for the Hillary campaign.
Are you Irish laddie? I need to know you sound just like him, both accepted. Yes. Yes, I'm Irish laddie. Hello, and happy to have you here.
Could have had Hill Dog if it weren't for this super viral post.
Also, she wasn't saying anything about Trump or preference for Hillary. This video was literally just about the ways in which the harassment against and insincere adoption of black women and their identity contributes to harassment online, and some of that is perpetuated by Russia in their electoral interference. That's it. That's literally it.
Orange man, how could you do this?
I don't know if it's because I'm not a USA American. It seems to me like the situation that the kettle calling the pot black. Dude, I'm not defending... Hello. I'm not defending fucking, what do you... Huh?
Big ass bee.
Get it out. What? It's not gonna kill us. I'm not defending fucking American imperialism here. Just because okay, for one, I can oppose both things. I can oppose the Russian electoral interference in my country, and I can oppose American electoral interference in other countries. I vehemently oppose our coup that we're propping up in Venezuela right now. That's an example of very fucking blatant electoral interference. We're literally propping up an unelected a fucking foreign-backed leader over a democratically elected leader. That's electoral interference. I oppose both. But even if I didn't oppose both, it is okay to oppose one bad thing without opposing other bad things. Also, if you have a problem with American interventionism and America interfering in other elections, then you should have a problem with Russian electoral interference anyway, because they were trying to get a fucking right-leaning candidate into office, and right-leaning candidates are more likely to engage in that behavior in the first place. Literally everyone wins if we keep Russia from interfering with our electoral process. Love your stepbrother. I love you too.
Among all the groups targeted, African Americans received the most attention by these Russian troll farms. The understanding that African Americans should be targeted to try to keep them from voting for Democrats, but also recognizing the way in which racism and racial tropes could be used to stir up racial divides in the election.
America would be a racially egalitarian rainbow society.
Nobody said this.
Everyone getting along perfectly with one another if it weren't for those gosh darn Russians.
Nobody said that. Nice fucking straw man. Weak fucking straw man. You know, if you're going to lie directly to your audience, you might want to have the decency to at least deceptively edit your video so it's not blatantly clear that she's not saying the thing you're accusing her of saying.
The reason for racial divide in America, it's not a rapidly changing ethnic makeup, anti-white sentiment.
Oh shit, here we go. Fuck it, here we go. We found it. We found the white nationalism. Let's enjoy it. Let's break it down piece by piece, okay? Because now he's going to talk about why racism exists in America. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm excited now. I'm happy.
Racial divide in America, it's not a rapidly changing ethnic makeup.
Racism sure did exist in America before a rapidly changing ethnic makeup. Incredibly, racism has existed back since the beginning of America's foundation. Did you know slavery was around back when America was founded? Incredibly, racism and slavery in America are pretty, how do you say, they're fucking. They're intertwined, you see. They're inseparable, or at least you can't separate racism from slavery. You can certainly have racism without slavery. So that's his thing number one. Why racism exists. It's because the brown people are coming in. Let's get reason number two.
Anti-white sentiment in the media.
Racism exists because of anti-white sentiment in the media. Again, this purported cultural trend has only been around for the past, what would you say, maybe 20 years? The things that he's identifying here, I mean, like fucking BuzzFeed articles being like, hashtag things white people shouldn't eat, or some shit like that, okay? He's referring to a cultural trend that has existed for at most 3 decades, but incredibly, racism has been around longer than that. Nice try, James Allsup. Let's get into, are we going for 3?
The normalization of anti-white violence.
Really? Are we doing that? We passed any laws in the books that say it's okay to smack a cracker? We got that one written down anywhere? Can someone find me that one? Has it been normalized? I don't remember it being normalized. I'm white. If someone hit me, I'd be upset. I don't know. Are we going for 4, Mr. Allsup?
Every other group in America being told to have a racial identity, while whites are told it's evil and never okay.
Believe it or not, it's actually okay for you to have a white-aligned racial identity. I used to have one online. Irish laddie. I'm Irish, Polish, English, German. Those are my 4 constituent groups, mostly Polish and Irish, okay? I could have a proud identity of any of those things. Even the fucking Germans, even though they got kind of a yikesy past, I'll throw it on out. I'll fucking, yeah. Be German. Wear your stupid Garterhosen, and your Lederhosen, and your fucking, what do they call them? The belts that go over your shoulders, and eat your disgusting sausage food, okay? Have fun. Be Irish and beat your wife. Have a great time. All these things are okay. It's not our fault that you guys turned white pride into a racist thing. We didn't do that. It's not our fault that Black Pride rallies are community-driven fucking advocacy organizations that push for like the revitalization of black communities and community breakfasts and generally advocate for the rights and interests of black people as it exists in the system. And white pride rallies are white nationalists and Ku Klux Klanners. I don't know. I'm sorry. You guys kind of fucked it up for yourself. If you wanted to keep that shit going, maybe you should have had white pride rallies be about a celebration of European identity. You guys can brag about, burgers? Yeah, the shit you've done, I guess. You're not responsible for much culture here in the States, but you've got, like, food? Yeah. Your cool clothing. You can all line up in the street and jump, like, really short. Like not jump very far. Shit like that. You've got all that in front of you, but you fucking ruined it. You bunked it, my bro. How do you make it through these streams without inciting violence against these fucks and getting banned? I don't know. I guess I'm just very calm and stable as a person. Have we ever had like Twitch staff watching? I need you guys to, every once in a while, I need you to check the thingy down here, the list of people who are watching, to make sure that there are no admins in here, because if there are, I'm tying my shoelaces, I'm buckling my belt. We're taking it a different direction. All right. Hold on 1 second. My idiot GF just sent me a message, even though she's in the same house as me. All right, let's finish this the fuck up.
Groups like Black Lives Matter burning down towns and beating white people after justified police.
Whoa, fuck, I forgot we were still on this.
It's evil and never okay. Groups like Black Lives Matter burning down towns and beating white people after justified police shootings.
We got a lot packed in there. Black Lives Matter to this date has never burned down a town. I'm pretty sure I'm up on these issues. There have been thousands of BLM protests. A few of them have turned violent. None of them have led to the burning down of a town. So nice try on that one. Fuck, what was the rest of it? He just loaded so much in there.
Never okay. Groups like Black Lives Matter burning down towns and beating white people after justified police shootings.
Beating white people after justified police shootings. Which police shootings? I can't really respond. A couple police shootings have been justified. I don't know, beating white people? I haven't heard about much anti-white violence coming out of BLM. I know there are like 1 or 2 cases that fucking white nationalists like this they get so upset, they get so fucking triggered, and then they wake up every morning and they look at their fucking drink their coffee and they look at the paper, and the SPLC still hasn't identified Black Lives Matter as a hate group, no matter how many editorial letters they send, and they fucking cry into the cup. But that one time, I saw a video. They threw a brick at a cop car. They get so fucking mad.
No. None of that would be happening if it weren't for that horseback riding movie villain sitting over there in the Kremlin.
Wait, what? My dude, you were the one who said, who just implied racism only exists because of dumb shit white nationalist talking points that only affect white people. That was your implication. They would say that racism existed for a long time and is baked into the institutional makeup of America's, structure. That would be like their take on it. You're the one who thinks racism only exists against white people. I assume, because you just listed examples of racism and only cherry-picked ones that you believe affect white people, and even about those you had to lie. So...
Yeah, to be completely honest with you, I'm surprised that number is so low.
Me too, dude. Me too. Because of people like you and your fans, mostly.
Obviously, this includes black people that never played Call of Duty online when they were...
Oh, shit. Quiggener. Quiggener? Thank you very much for the subscription, friendo. And I really appreciate it. Welcome to the commune, my friend. Get on in here.
11. But actually, this number is just the percentage that have been harassed, not the percentage harassed for being black. I'm genuinely curious what percentage of blacks feel like they have been harassed for their race online.
I'm serious. Look, I don't have any research to back this up. I really feel like the number of black people who get harassed online for being black is probably closer to like infinity %, I think. If you go on like major social media, if all you're doing is fucking Neopets, GeoCities, and Facebook, then maybe not. But if you're out there in the fucking trenches on Reddit or 4chan or Twitter or what have you, I don't know.
And then I'd be interested in comparing that to the amount of whites that have been harassed for their race online. Given the increasing polarity in the country, I would guess both numbers are well above 50%. But the fact that 25% of black people have at some point experienced online harassment for some reason, again, is not indicative of widespread...
Oh boy. Well, I don't think we're going to be debating this one, boys. I don't know if that one's debate worthy. I think that one might be a little bit too smooth up here to really appreciate the intricacies of rhetorical strategy necessary to face me.
Systematic.
Hey, if you're black, you just got harassed for being black. Congrats, we just upped the statistic.
Racial prejudice.
As of today, the problems we are facing with social media have yet to be solved. No matter how sophisticated the algorithms will become, the solution is within reach, and it's a human one. No matter how sophisticated the algorithms.
You seriously gonna make fun of this woman for misspeaking when you misspoke earlier, you dumb motherfucker? You piece of shit. All she did was slip up on the pronunciation of a single letter in this word. You stammered over yourself. You dumb motherfucker. Choke on my entire asshole. Chew on my fucking wrinkled, puckered rim.
Algorithms.
Those darn algorithms. Those gosh darn algorithms.
You literally stammered. You literally fucking stammered, my dude. You repeated yourself. You fucking you were fucking in front of the microphone with Audacity open on the fucking black people stupid. That you fucking dropped it. What is wrong with you?
Getting all polyrhythmic and syncopated and not doing enough to protect me and my feelings. Let me guess. I'll bet you anything she's going to pivot to censorship right about now.
Oh, man. We got like some shit going on in here. Yeah, it might be time to appoint some mods. Zeta Zeta. Zeta Zeta, my friend. Are you ready for this power? Now you have the fucking power. All right, everyone, be nice to Zeta Zeta. Zeta Zeta has been part of the fucking Irish Laddie fan club for ages. And I love him. Be the only... Oh, I love Peppo G. Zeta, just be responsible, okay? All right. Let's finish this up.
I don't believe it will be fixed until we focus on the victims of these attacks instead of the attackers.
The sensitivity, or dare I say, fragility, that she is ascribing to black women is pretty astounding.
She literally never ascribed any fragility to black women. She's literally just saying they deal with a unique problem that needs to be addressed in certain and specific ways. She never said, like, if I hear one more N-word online, I think I'll collapse. Mortimer, bring me my fainting couch. I think I'm about to have another fit. Nothing here has anything to do with fragility. You're the one who demonstrated fragility. You heard the word racism and then went on a fucking 8-minute tirade about how racism is because of fucking anti-white violence being normalized and BLM burning down cities. You are the one who is fragile. You are so fucking sensitive. Your skin is paper fucking thin, my dude. I can see your bones through it.
Did you see a Jesus wrestling the devil meme? You were attacked. Did you get fired by your company for harassing 2 guys without reason at a professional conference? You were attacked.
Well, that woman was attacked, actually. She was subjected to an enormous amount of death threats and hatred online. I remember I was woke back then. I saw that shit. There were like articles about it. She got fucking dogpiled. You know, fucking STEMmy tech bros like these douche fucks over here get real fucking mad at the idea of a woman with poofy hair calling them out on their locker room talk. They fucking dogpiled her into the earth.
The language of victimization has taken on a new nature.
The language of victimization, unironically coming from a guy who just complained about white violence being normal, anti-white violence being normalized. The language of victimization, coming this fucking paper-thin baby bitch boy.
For the SJW left. Traditionally, in Western society, people were victims or victimizers based on their actions. You punch me, I'm the victim and you're the attacker, the victimizer. The neoliberal left has a different...
Neoliberal left? What? These terms are not the... What? Neoliberal doesn't mean left. This person has no idea what he's saying. Remember, the deliberate conflation of terminology is a tactic fascists will use to throw you off your ball game, because they do not argue. They do not argue in the purview of reality, my friends. They argue in the purview of fantasy. So by making you deal with their fantastical terms and accusations, you have to waste more time arguing with their ignorance than you do with their actual points.
an interpretation. If you punch me, but you're black, or a woman, or trans, or somewhere else on the victimhood hierarchy, you attain victim status by way of your identity. That's because, for the neoliberal left, victimhood and victimization are determined by identity, not...
No? I don't know what to... I don't know how do I... No? Just no? You're a victim if you're a victim of something. You're oppressed if you experience oppression. We say that black women online are oppressed or victims of online harassment because they experience online harassment. It's a thing they actually deal with. And if you're a white dude and you're online and you experience harassment, you're also the victim of harassment. Like, that doesn't, it's not a fucking categorical thing. It's I'm sorry, these words don't mean what you think they mean to us.
Not by action. My status as a straight, white, married, soon father-to-be, free of self-hatred...
That poor kid.
...puts me...
Free of hatred. Gotta throw that one out there.
...pretty near the top of the victimizer hierarchy. It's because of these characteristics that media parasites and paid liars screech about me being a supremist Nazi.
This guy's literally a white nationalist. Okay. Oh, sorry for hitting the mic.
I'm neither one of those things. Not...
Been described as a white supremacist and a white nationalist. But he prefers the term American nationalist. He's a member of the white nationalist and neo-Nazi group Identity Europa. Neo-Nazi and white supremacist organization established in March 2016 is identified as a white supremacist organization by the Anti-Defamation League, designated as a hate group, praised Nazi Germany for what they've pushed, and openly pushed for the Nazification of America, allied itself with broader nationalist alt-right and identitarian movements, and James Allsup is a member of this movement. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Really kind of fucking pathetic how little bitch boy white nationalists like this always run away from their identity. I don't. I'll never do it. I stand by my call for violent revolution, my hatred of cops, my belief in the need for targeted violence. I do this shit. I'm completely honest with what I believe, regardless of what people think about it. But little fucking baby boys like this, who is apparently younger than me, by the way, Jesus Christ. Little baby boys, they can't deal. They can't deal with the consequences of their actions. They're not about personal responsibility like me. So they'll advocate for white nationalism and European identity and what have you, and then they'll disavow and say they're not the things that they very clearly are and very definitely push for.
Obviously, but the media's addiction to lying and primal hatred of straight white men that don't hate themselves.
Okay, you got me. I'm not straight. I am a white man. I don't hate myself. If I was straight, would I hate myself? I don't know. But I'm pretty far left.
Does not recognize honesty as an important value. I could get...
He says while lying about the fact that he's a Nazi.
Shot dead in the street tomorrow, totally unprovoked. And these sick people in the media...
I just want to say, by the way, and I don't care if a Twitch admin is here, if James Allsup was shot dead in the street tomorrow, it would probably be justified as an act of defensive violence. That's not Monka TOS. Defensively, that would probably be a good thing. Unless the Twitch TOS also has a problem with me saying that I agree with America's, imposition into Nazi Germany and the defeat of, the Wehrmacht back in the 40s. Because this guy is a literal fucking Nazi.
Would find a way to celebrate that development. They would justify it. Based on what they've said, they would do the same for the U.S. president, the Covington kids, or that kid from the Esquire magazine.
I would do it for Allsup and the president. I don't know about the other ones.
We, by our nature, were oppressive and evil, and the world is now a better, more tolerant, beautiful, diverse place with us.
Imagine accusing other people of having a victim complex and then going on this tirade.
That's the real danger presented by leftist subversion of victimhood status. It gives improper moral justification to people that are looking for any excuse to act out in antisocial, destructive ways.
When people think about black women or girls, they are standard stereotypes that are instantly believed. We will not solve this problem until we understand that.
I like the $12 rhetoric here. We need to understand this.
$12 rhetoric? Why $12? Is this a dog whistle? I don't know why I said 12, so I'm going to assume this is racism. Fuck you, James Allsup, you're racist.
Part of it. Then we can solve the problem. Of course, I'm not going to tell you how to solve the problem after we figure that out, because my producer didn't write that part on the teleprompter for me that I'm very clearly reading. All right, let's say that we agree. Okay, hypothetically, you're right, and I understand there are stereotypes about black women and girls. Well, what now? You know, there are also stereotypes about other groups. One of the
Imagine being this fucking fragile. The video was about black women. She's talking about black women stereotypes, okay? If you got a problem with white boy stereotypes, you fight against them. I don't know how well you could, because when I think of a white boy, I tend to think of a fucking chud, and you kind of match up, so.
Most stereotyped groups in the world, aside from gamers, is white men.
Can we get a fucking dab to that? Oh, man. God damn. And this shit writes itself. You can't top them. You can't top them, but so you gotta drop them.
Men. We're told by the media, academia, and even our peers and friends that we are potentially dangerous, inherently misogynistic, oppressive by nature, guilty.
I've never been told any of these things, and I have the most libcucky friends on the fucking planet. My friend group and the people I ran with in academia were all fucking trans, non-binary, fucking brown, black, Muslim. I fucking laid it all. Pansexual, poly, queer, demi, fucking shit off the chart. And I was never told I'm dangerous or inherently oppressive or inherently misogynistic or any of that shit. But I don't have a victim complex, you know? So, I mean, I don't see the world the same way James Allsup does.
Guilty of horrible colonial crimes, land thieves, and have no culture. We're told that we're born guilty. Unlike today's presenter, I have an idea about how to address the prevalence of anti-white stereotypes. Wake people up to the pervasiveness of anti-white attitudes. When someone repeats an anti-white canard,
he can't not talk about the white. I mean, again, he's a Nazi, so like obviously. But do you know how fragile you have to be as a person to take literally stereotypes about black women do exist, but they do about white people too. In fact, white people's stereotypes are worse, much worse. When you see them in fight for the white man, like you can't. These babies, these little babies, these baby boys, they're so small and weak and fragile, so thin-skinned. I wish I could teach them a little bit about personal responsibility. Maybe James Allsup, 23, could grow up to be a big, strong, proud, responsible, autonomous, and independent man like myself at 25. We can always hope.
Like, white people can't dance, or white men are the biggest threat, or white people should stop having...
Biggest threat to what? Fucking what? You can't even complete your own inane accusations of bigotry.
Having kids. Push back on them. Right now, there are social situations where people are expected to repeat anti-white sentiments as standard conversation. It's what you're supposed to say. Oh, that neighborhood is too white. Oh, that school is so boring. There's no diversity.
Diversity is just a code word for anti-white. Literally just did it.
We should change that and make people think before they repeat disparaging, negative sentiments about white people. If it's not okay to do about other groups, it shouldn't be okay to do about us. I know we can do it.
But apparently it is okay to do to other groups, because you've done nothing but delegitimize this woman's calls for a reduction in harassment of black women online. All right, so we did it, guys.
If we need help, I'm sure the Russians will drop another $4,000 on some game-changing fire boomer memes to come to our assistance.
Neat. Wow, no outro? Just the video ends? Oh, that was cool. That was our very first white nationalist video fucking look over. It was about as stupid as I expected. So that was cool.